Howdy, 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 everybody, and welcome back to the BSR Pro MX5 series. I'm Austin. I am joined in the booth by Sammy Kumo, and we are here for the next 4 races at the wonderful Summit Point Raceway, a home favorite to a lot of MX5 drivers because it's a staple on the rookie series.
Yeah, good evening, and definitely welcome to the unique, but it can be also deadly Summit Point. It's one of those tracks that just doesn't have enough runoff areas, especially for, let's see, 40 car grids that we have for tonight. So this is going to be a challenge, and anyone who can just manage the traffic and avoid all the incidents is gonna be really, really happy tonight.
Yeah. Summit Point, constant radius throughout the entire track. Doesn't really widen, doesn't really tighten up. It's a constant 2-lane widening road through the Virginia hillside. And it's going to, well, actually West Virginia hillside, technically. It's on the border. But 2-lane road. It's going to have 2 wide racing, maybe 3 wide if somebody's steering from it. We saw somebody try it in the practice session, and that didn't really end out well. And well, yeah, that final corner definitely going to be hintful, but this front straight is what's going to cause most of the battle, and that hairpin at the end of that front straight is where we're going to see most of the moves as well, and also most of the chaos.
Yeah, usually what we've seen here on the first lap is that the main straight, it appears very wide, but then it kind of punches up into going to the hairpin, and then people kind of start to recover, find their way, but then we enter the uphill and then left-hander, which is completely blind. So if there's an incident there, you cannot see it at all.
Yeah, we have 40 cars on the grid, so the guys in the 40th place are going to be starting around a bend, actually. We almost outgrew the track this year. I think they're going to be at the very end of the turn, so it's going to be a wild start for the field going into that hairpin. So
yeah, also,
it may look like a traffic jam,
also
kind
one
of.
thing that was pointed out by Joe McDonald, this is the last race before the showdown entry is decided, so now anyone who is right there on the bubble will have to really do their best job and push hard to get the points and make it in the showdown.
Yeah, I mentioned bubble drivers last week. I'll try to see if I can find that list again. In the meantime, I believe we are finishing up with qualifying.
Yeah, we have Andy Maxwell just finishing up. Charles Kellyman is technically on his qualify lap, I believe, but he has stopped right at the end of the main straight.
So the wildcard drivers that are on the bubble for the playoffs are Steve Heffer, James McRitchie, and Stuart Dick in the pros. And in the amateur class, it's Mikey Key and Max Wright also on the bubble. And I believe we are done with qualifying.
Yeah, right now just waiting for the session to switch over, and there we have the qualify grid is on your screen right now.
Luke Cooper takes pole for Swift Cooper Esports after missing last week in Suzuka. He's followed by Adam Delmont, Brian J. Holmes, Jack Ashton, Jason Cooper, Adam McNally, Kip Stevens, Steve Hefford, Peter Van Gool, Nick McKieran, Ashley Beard, Tyler Maxton in 12th place. Following it up is Niels Carlson. Carl Jacqueline takes first spot for the amateurs, followed up by Dave Hampson, Abdur Al-Amri, Ben Sharp, James McRitchie, Ralph Cunningham, Liam Silkstone, Benjamin Mias, Carl Hardy, Rob Graham, and Charles Kelmy, your top 24. We're going to roll through the names right now as we are getting ready to go racing for race number 1 out of 4 here at Summit Point.
Everyone's getting ready. We are still missing Nick McCarron, Ben Sharp, James McRitchie, and Rob Graham from the grid. Also a few drivers at the back, but they might be serving penalties.
Yeah, I do believe after Suzuka there was some penalties assigned to a few people. There was a lot of talk during the race about giving people incidents or forcing people off track or going off track and gaining an advantage around 130R, and there was a giant group of people who didn't qualify a lot, but we see this massive grid going up the hill and then down to actually see the start line. And that back of the grid is where you're going to see a lot of carnage heading into this first corner because everyone's going to be so slow. It's going to be like a traffic jam. We might see somebody try to drive it on the grass and go around a few people as the lights are coming on. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are about to go for the BSR MX5 Pro Series. It's green, 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 and away we go racing here at 7 Point Raceway.
Good start from everyone on the front grid. A little bit of movement around the 15th place, but so far looking fairly clean. Adam McNally making moves there, getting position as well as Jack Aston.
Heading into the first hairpin, Luke Cooper now to Delmont. Keep it very civil between the two, and everyone's looking like they're keeping it very civil. I don't see any incidents happening, and everyone's kept it pretty clean. As, yeah.
Also, 5 position gain for James McRitchie, so that's a great start from him.
Wow, what a start off the line from James McRitchie. If there's ever been the term start of the gods, he's probably just had one. So racing down the hill. 2 year one cars side by side. That's Tyler Maxon heading into the Cloverleaf. This is the hardest braking point on the track. A lot of incidents as well. A lot of dirt being kicked up by everybody, but everyone keeping their noses clean and keeping the tires clean as well as this entire field just snakes their way through the infield.
Yeah, very clean so far, and a little bit of side by side here, but it looks like everyone has survived the first lap. Michael Barry is somewhere, but I don't know if he even took the start.
Oh, there he is. I just saw him going flying through the grass. I believe he just cut the entire track. But second lap starting, Delmont and Cooper side by side into the first corner. Everyone in a line, but they're going to start fanning out into the braking zone as Cooper and Delmont. Cooper has the inside line. Delmont trying to for that outside line. You can see all the Excite cars in a train trying to overtake the Swift Cooper car, but unable to do so as Luke Cooper leads them through that rise chicane. You're going to see a lot of dust being kicked up right there. It kind of is a preferred line. You do get an off track, but whatever it takes for the speed, I guess.
Yeah, this is something also worth mentioning that we saw in the qualify before this. Despite the track profile, which is kind of twisty and narrow, this is one of those tracks where you can gain a lot just by drafting. Oh, we have a small or big incident.
Oh,
that is Ben Sharp
no, that's...
and McCarron.
Oh, Ben Sharp and Nick McKieran. Oh. Nick has been so consistent throughout this entire season that I believe he has not been given a penalty, as well as actually McKieran was turned by one of the Swift Cooper cars.
Yeah, there was also year one racing and Outback No Hill car having a small incident there when the year one driver went just off track by himself basically and just couldn't get it to slow down.
This is the top 8, right?
This is the...
Yeah, yep. Top 8. They've actually flown away. If you look at the mini-map, they're their own little group right now. And they've broken away from the rest of the field. Sure, they had that incident behind it that kind of helped out in all of this situation. But that has broken up a massive air pocket. And the top 8 are in a massive fight for first place of Cooper, Delmont, Ashton, Cooper again, McNally, Hefford, and Stevens. All in it. We see Kip at the very back, Disdain keeping his nose clean, trying to pick off the free positions right now. So we're looking at Steve Hefford as he's trying to make some moves.
Yeah, right behind him is the second pack, basically led by Ashley Beard and followed by Pete Van Kool and James McRitchie. Beard is catching up slightly on Stevens on this lap, but that might have just been Stevens being slightly cautious there because of the battle between McNally and Hefford ahead of him. As we go side by side for the lead again.
Yeah, Delmont around the outside. Can he get the move? Can he carry the speed on the exit of the hairpin? Some people set up their car to have more speed on the hairpin and the exit. He's definitely going to have it on the exit, and Delmont gets it around the outside in the hairpin turn. He's going to have that inside line for this rising chicane. which is a very tricky move. Well, that was a nice move by Jason Cooper, sneaking his way on the inside of Jack Ashton.
Very late break there, and now Jack Ashton is looking to respond immediately. But Cooper defends the inside line, and Ashton has no way to really go there. Has to wait for a better opportunity.
There's a perfect opportunity to sneak that move in by Jason Cooper ahead of his championship rival. Can't really go side by side through that section. If you do, you're probably going to crash. So heads up driving by both of them to avoid a collision as they head on for another lap. And these laps are just going to start falling down each more. Going to get around 14 laps here, about 13 laps here today.
And everyone here is just basically running the same lines. Running a little bit wide on the last corner as we again see the top two going side by side. This time it is Luke Cooper on the outside. Delmont runs a little bit wide on the inside.
Cooper with a good jump on the exit.
And that's actually Cooper side by side with Delmont right now.
Yeah. Jason Cooper trying to make the same move he did on Ashton, sticking it onto the inside, but Delmont holds his ground, does a little bit of off track in that rallycross line. And Delmont still holding the inside line down, but now Jason Cooper has the inside line, swings it up down there, and Jason Cooper moves up into P2, but Delmont not giving up without a fight, trying to get back on Jason Cooper, and it's causing this kind of slinky effect, accordion like you see on the highway. And it's just everyone bunching up with that entire pack of Excite cars has just been cut through by Jason Cooper. It's two Switz Cooper cars leading this pack of 8.
Yeah, the last thing that Luke Cooper and Jason Cooper want is to let these Excite cars in front of them, and because then they would be just gone. With that amount of drafting you can do with 4 cars, it's gonna be really hard to keep up.
No side-by-side action going down the straight. That is honestly, was totally looking forward to that because it's two teammates at the very start, very top, so they aren't going to be battling each other for position. They're just going to be using that draft, getting as much speed and trying to break away from the Excite group behind them. But keeping these comms, last lap got very tricky right now, as just seeing all these cars running in a massive pack is just awesome to see.
Right now, Delmont got pretty good run, and I think both the Swift Cooper cars were fairly slow through there, so...
I think we have a little bit of issue on track. Rob Graham looks to be turned around or had an incident. He's going very slow. There's a lot of dust being kicked up, and he's fallen a lot of places. I think we can get a replay of the Automatic Knock Kill car.
I don't believe this will be his only incident so far.
Oh no! He's got... Try that inside line on the Simlabs car and just made that Simlabs car go wide. I don't believe there was anything other than that.
Yeah, to me that looked like just normal racing incident. There just wasn't enough overlap really there. As ahead of him right now there's Phil Regan and Matthew Emery going side by side. Let's look at this, and then I think we need to go back to the front again because it's really heating up.
Cooper and both Coopers inside and outside line. Delmont trying to find any advantage. They're in this tight 3-man pack. Who's going to be given the inside line? Both Switz Cooper cars taking that inside line. Will Delmont try to hold it around the outside? Yes, he does, but also taking that massive line off track is going to be Luke Cooper, sacrificing his 1X right there. So they're heading into the Cloverleaf. Is Jason Cooper going to try to make a move on Delmont? No, he's not. Delmont keeps his line and puts his car where Cooper wants to put his nose in it, but Jason Cooper had that inside line spotted for the wraparound, and Delmont now around the outside. There's a little bit of a touch. Delmont goes a bit wide. Cooper's going to try to hold him out, and Cooper does hold him out. Great battling for second place.
Yeah, I think this battle will go on for a while. So let's also see what's happening behind them while we have a small breather. So Ralph Corona is currently our AM leader. He is also battling with James McRitchie, but otherwise looking fairly peaceful for him. Although I don't know, maybe James has a chance to make a pass here.
He's going to have the draft. It's all about where he puts his car, but he had the speed all down that front straight. And you see Coliam going around the outside. McRitchie actually let off the gas, not fully committing to that move down the inside, but McRitchie is going to have that inside line and carry his way up into P12 ahead of Ralph Coliam. Ralph Coliam also has a car up on to his outside now, and that's Niels Carlson right behind him.
Yeah, good little battle here. And then right behind them there is yet another battle pack. As you can see, that is Dave Hampson and Benjamin Mills going side by side here with Team Automac and Synapse drivers.
Ooh, that's a very cheeky overtake. Got on his rear bumper, and Hampson trying to sneak it side by side around the outside, but Benjamin Mears not letting him up in any way as this Synlabs car and the Automac car are battling with each other. Now, who's going to have the better line through it? It's going to be Hampson going up ahead.
Yeah, it's going to be Hampson. Mears got a little bit loose on the exit there, and that gave enough of space for Hampson to take the line.
He also had the speed coming out of the wraparound after the hairpin as well. Since he had that higher line, he was going to have more speed going to that chicane and diving up to the inside. And that pretty much gave him all the advantage. And it also forced his rival off the preferred line.
Yeah, just one more battle pack here that we can take a look at before we have to kind of go back to the leaders, as they are still very close. This is Ashley Beer and Peter Van Gool. They're both basically close to where they started and just have been sticking together for a while here. Peter Van Gool looking at the inside.
This is a good lunge by Van Gool, but Beard held the outside line, held all the speed, but that was a great lunge. Also, speaking of lunge, Tyler Maxson having a little bit of battle. James McRitchie bumping off the back end of Tyler Maxson. These two are very aggressive. Usually it's the other way around, with Tyler being the more aggressive of the two. But James McRitchie trying to get past Tyler Maxson.
Yeah, James McRitchie has been fairly aggressive, at least with the off tracks. Because I think so far it seems like he is our off-track incident leader.
Yes, at 10.
Yeah, I mean, Luke Cooper is doing his best to give up.
Well, speaking of Luke Cooper, he just took the lead.
Well, that works as well.
Back up front, great segue. As it's Luke Cooper, Jason Cooper, two Swift Cooper Esports cars holding up two Excite cars, but all of them going off track right there, putting up a lot of dust. But it's Luke Cooper leading out Jason Cooper ahead of Delmont and Holmes, the two Excite cars. Everyone fanning around in these closing laps and getting as close as possible in, trying just to find any way that they can close up to each other and get past the two leading Swift Cooper Esports cars.
Yeah, I think we have just about 2 laps remaining, I think, on this one, considering we're lapping one with 20s. Also, Dave Hampson has an incident.
Ooh. That is, well,
looking at the tracks on the car, I think that might be a yes overtake incident. Does he get turned?
I think it just yeah, that might have been him losing it on his own.
Yeah, it looked like it didn't seem like there was at least any intentional contact there. I mean, they were really close. It doesn't
look like there was contact back up front, where there's definitely been contact between these drivers. Just a little bit of light tapping. It's Jason Cooper leading out Adam Delmont, and Luke Cooper walks onto the inside. There's a massive pack down in here, and these guys are not giving any inch of room as we're watching off of Brian James Holmes' perspective. We're dropping down the hill, going to turn right and into the Cloverleaf Fuego. Who's going to have the inside line? Who's going to try to jump it up onto the inside? That's Luke Cooper in the red roll bar Swift Cooper Esports car around the outside. Adam Delmont, that green roll bar Excite car, trying to hold his own. He does get past Luke Cooper, but Luke Cooper is going to have that outside line. Now, can Brian James Holmes get around him once more? No, he can't. with just 30 seconds remaining in this event. I think we're going to go for one more lap here at Summit Point Raceway.
Yeah, we will be going. And on that board you could really see how bumpy this track is. Even with these fairly slow cars, it feels really fast.
That track is bumpy in real life, and with just 5 seconds remaining, we're going for one last lap here at Summit Point Raceway for the BSR MX5 Pro Series here on the iRacing Esports Network, presented by Apex Racing TV. Around the outside, Adam Delmont trying to fight it at all he can with Jason Cooper, but Jason Cooper holding his own up onto the inside. He's got Luke Cooper as well, as they're going 3 wide here at Summit Point. This might be carnage. Luke Cooper giving his teammate the room. Jason Cooper going around the outside, and oh no!
That's
Delmont goes into the wall.
Oh, and he spins back on the racetrack.
Well, he gets off the racetrack in a hurry, but that is a breath of fresh air for Jason Cooper, who is in his own right now, and all the Excite cars are just trying to regain themselves as Kip Stevens is moving his way up the pack.
Yeah, Kip is right there behind them, just waiting for any kind of mistake there, but it looks like Jason Cooper will be taking this race.
Yeah, sadly that race had to end in that little incident, but that's racing for you as we see Kip Stevens making a little bit of a dive at the end. He let his nose up onto the inside. I believe that was a dummy cell. He got me with it. But it's going to be Jason Cooper taking race number 1, followed by Luke Cooper and Brian J. Holmes. It's a Swift Cooper Esports 1-2 here at Summit Point.
Yeah, here we have a battle for the basically top 20.
No! That's
that is
Kellyman being turned around. And he's avoided the wall.
But he cannot really join on the racing line here, so dropping all the way back to 31st.
I believe that's going to be 31st. Yes, it was a year 1 car that turned him. I don't know who it was.
I think the only year 1 that we have had close by was
Steve Cooley?
I don't believe it was Phil Regan.
Might have been Stephen Cooley, I think.
Let's see, can we find it?
Well, as we were searching for that replay, it was a very entertaining race for the lead up at front, and I'm just saying, I can't wait to see that wheel spin and see what we get. But first, let's read out the results. Taking the win here today, it's Jason Cooper for Swift Cooper Esports, followed up by Luke Cooper in second. Brian J. Holmes completes the podium for Excite Racing. Up behind him is Jack Ashton, Adam McNally, Kip Stevens, Ashley Beard, Peter Van Gool, Niels Carlson, Jamie Ayers, Ralph Cullingham, Adam Delmont, Carl Hardy, Benjamin Meas, Matthew Emery, Liam Silkstone, Stephen Cooley, and Joe McDonald in 18th. Following up in 19th place is Andy Maxwell, Phil Regan, Steve Hansford, Abdul Al Emery, Max Wright, Craig Jones, Rob Graham, Jerome Ursum, Carl Jacqueline, David Ayers in 28th place for Result Clothing. And 29th, it's Scott Malcolm, followed up by Dave Hampson, Charles Kellman, Nick McKieran, Steve Hefford, Tyler Maxson, James McRitchie, Ben Sharp, Martin Sampson, and Michael Berry in 38th spot. And behind them is Adrian Hendy and Lauren Murdy. And I don't believe these guys really had that great of a race, as they didn't really complete 1 lap.
And I believe the Year 1 racing car that was involved in the last Corona incident might have been Tyler Maxson, because I think I saw him there coming up. Not sure.
Do you have the replay?
Unfortunately, there's a lot of incidents there, so I'm not sure.
There was a lot of off tracks.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, we're just gonna let you decide on what's that. But first, I think it's time to spin that wheel.
Yes, this. I think we're looking for a big number. Even if the YouTube chat might disagree with me. I see 1 vote for 15, but well, it is 20, so that's halfway there.
All right. So halfway in between, not 40, but it's going to be 20. All right. Who finished in 20th?
Let's just roll it up and see.
That will be our starting row. Will be Phil Regan and Annie Maxwell up on top. As we are getting ready for race 2, I want to clear something up. Why are amateur drivers in the Pro Series? Well, it's a mixed series. That's it.
I mean,
that's the best. That's the best explanation I got. It's a mixed series, multi-class.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for race number 1. As you go ahead.
Yeah. With that one, let's just go on to the brakes and get ready for the next race.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
Coming for a splash. Three, two, one, now.
And we are back for the BSR MX5 Pro Series here at 7 Point Raceway. For race number 2, the wheel has spun and struck 20. And that's put 2 amateurs up on pole. It's Phil Regan for Year 1 Racing and Andy Maxwell completing that front row lockout. Behind them is Joe McDonald, Stephen Cooley, Liam Silkstone, Matthew Emery, Benjamin Mears, Adam Delbot, Jamie Ayers, Niels Carlson, Peter Van Gool, and Ashley Beard in P12. And P13 right behind us, Kip Stevens, Adam McNally, Brian J. Holmes, Luke Cooper, Jason Cooper, Steve Hansford, Abdur Al Amri, and Max Wright, Craig Jones, Rob Graham, Jerome Ursum, and David Ayers, your top 24 drivers. Now, nobody struck 20, but it's a kind of shorter grid than we were usually expecting. Also, Jason Cooper won the race, but he's starting his 17th spot.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. Could you do me a favor and just check the in-race chat, because this doesn't seem right to me. We may have another session that's going up.
Yes, this is exactly what's happening. Yeah, everyone just disconnected right now, so I believe we've ran into some technical issues, and we'll be right back for the real race number 2.5 after this short break.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
We're almost out of fuel. You'll have to come in for a splash. Three, two, one, now. All clear. Punch it. Great job. You did really well.
And we're back for the BSR MX5 Pro Series for race number 2.5. Starting up on pole, it's Phil Regan, Andy Maxwell, Joe McDonald, Stephen Cooley, Liam Silkstone, Matthew Every, Benjamin Mias, Carl Hardy, Adam Delmont, Ralph Killiam, Jamie Ayers, and Niels Carlson in P12. Following up behind him is Peter Van Gool, Ashley Beard, Kip Stevens, Adam McNally, Jack Ashton, Brian J. Holmes, Luke Cooper, Jason Cooper. Starting at 20th spot after winning race number 1, Steve Hansford, Abdur L. Emery, Max Wright, and Craig Jones in P24. We're going to roll through all the rest of the grid right now as we are getting ready to go green this time for actually race number 2. And after a very long extended break, these guys are pumped, ready, and excited to go racing once more here at Summit Point Raceway. And after a very fantastic and close battle up at the front for race 1, what do you expect from this race?
Well, it's a big reverse, but it's not big enough. So I think we will have a nice and calm race.
Well, the lights go out and we're going racing. It's a great start by Phil Regan as Andy Maxwell and everyone else are closing in on him as well. It's not the best start for a few people. Adam Delmont, though, gets an absolute great start, jumping up 2 spots already, but they're going side by side into the first quarter. Who's going to make the lunge for P1? Phil Regan holding that inside line. Looks like a big amount of oversteer for Andy Maxwell. Andy Maxwell's falling behind, and look at that lead that Phil Regan's guys. They're going 3 wide right behind him.
Yeah, all the AMAC drivers were able to make it through and are maintaining their top 6. Although we do have Delmont there looking back and ready to pounce as soon as opportunity arises.
Adam Delmont was running in that top 8 pack all of race 1 until the very final lap where he was involved in an incident.
Do we have an issue for Andy Maxwell?
Andy Maxwell goes onto the inside of the track, doesn't really get spun around, doesn't stop in the middle of the track, doesn't cause a giant car park behind him, so everyone just continues on. And continues a nice flow that we have going here on track. But yeah, McNally, Adam Delmont and McNally, both of them looking to make their way, and we're kind of redemption mode for this race. That's Hansford, and that's a car upside down. That was
Rob Graham is somewhere. I think he went off into the woods.
We need a replay of this, definitely.
Let's see, is this the... Oh, this is a separate incident.
No, that's David Ayers going into the wall.
Let's see.
Absolute craziness here on the opening lap. Here's Steve Hansford. I saw this incident happening right behind him. Oh, that was yeah, Steve Hansford gets into it. That was one of the Excite cars. That's the purple roll bar of Excite cars, and that was the amateur... that was Jerome Ursum going upside down.
Well, it was certainly exciting for him, but I think it might be race over as well.
Yeah, that's race over. I don't think he landed up on his wheels as well, so he might be getting a tow back to the pits, and coming back, we might see him later on in the race, around lap 5 or so. But we're looking at the battle for 9th right now. Carl Hardy leading up this group as we're just trying to look at the pros, all the Excite cars, all with each other. They've already had one of their teammates going off, as that's Liam Stokestone off track going into Bourbon. He's getting lost into the woods. To Grandma's house he goes.
Okay, that was fast. So what actually happened here?
Understeer. I think he went over this curb and just couldn't get back.
Yep,
yeah, just understeer. Try to get back. Very uncontrollable, and whee.
And there he goes.
There he goes. Back up front, the battle for first place. Phil Regan and Joe McDonald going side by side. Joe McDonald trying to hold it around the outside of Phil Regan. This is a very daring move, but Phil Regan had that inside line. Both of them thinking with their heads and not with their adrenaline. But look who's behind him. Adam Delmont's moved up the field, cut his way through there to get into P3. Is he going to try to make a double move right here? But Joe McDonald around the outside of Phil Regan. McDonald, can he get it? No, he doesn't. As Phil Regan keeps P1.
Yeah, Joe McDonald stays a second, but was also able to defend the inside line and not allow Adam Delmont through right there. But right behind him there's more battling going on. That is Cullinan and is that Steve Cooley? No, sorry, that's Cooley
Yes.
and Hardy.
Yeah, Carl Hardy and Steve Cooley have that side-by-side battle. Very, very tricky, but also behind Cooley. Oh, no, that's Niels Carlson getting to the side of Cooley. Cooley goes hard into the wall on the very last corner.
Fortunately, both of them went off the track, so there were no further incidents there.
Back up front. Oh, no! 2 races, 2 big incidents for Delmont. Delmont turns Regan. I'm not sure who turned into who there, but Delmont getting into another incident at the... And that's not going to help his... That's not going to help his race that much because he might have some damage from after that. I don't see any damage on his front hood, but, you know, any contact does kind of give you some bit of damage here on iRacing as he's following Benjamin Mias.
Yeah, so far it looks like he has no major damage, but he does have other cars very close to him right now, so...
Yeah, he has his teammate right behind him. Adam McNally. Is there going to be a little bit of teammate battling or teammate rules being set through? So they got Ralph Cullingham right now, and Ralph, even though he's an amateur, he is deadly quick here at some point.
Yeah, I think for Delmont and McNally it really depends on whether or not Delmont has damage, and if McNally really comes under pressure from Cullinan, I think the wisest move would be to just let McNally go and challenge for the lead. But that's
here
needed
comes
because Delmont goes in.
Whoa! That's a Switch Cooper car being way in the background as they're coming out of that straight. Back up front, though. Delmont up onto the inside. Gets P1. Can McNally take P2? Or can Benjamin Mias hold out for P2? Or is he going to slot into P3? Side by side they go into the rising chicane. Who's going to be the last of late breakers? Who's going to let the adrenaline take over? Around the outside goes McNally. What a absolute crazy move by McNally for P2.
Yeah, both exact cars have been used very wide lines through there. As Mias straight away attacking Cullinan there.
Yeah, Cullinan swinging it up down the inside for into that corner, but oh, he's getting a bit loose. He's lost a bit of control, keeping it in line. Everyone's got to avoid that, and thankfully they do avoid that, and no big incident was that, but oh, Cullinan lost a lot of ground.
Also, look at that. Plus 24 position for Dave Hampson.
Wow. Talk about avoidance and overtaking. If he continues this performance, this is definitely one that's going up onto his YouTube shelf of fame. Because that is a drive you definitely want to see.
Yes, and it looks like ahead of him Joe McDonald, but I'm not sure if Joe is suffering with some damage because he was fairly slow there on the straight.
Joe might have some damage. I don't see anything wrong with his car, but his car might be
Oh, we have a lot of movement here.
Oh, that's Al Amory and Phil Regan. Now the exit of the hairpin. What's happening between these two?
It might be a small coming together here.
That's just a racing incident. Hop over the berm, get into the fence. Both cars damaged heavily on the exit of the hairpin.
Yeah, it just tightened up so quickly that... And let's see. Al Emery is off again here.
He's definitely
it might just be due to
some
damage. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Phil Regan's also around. Also, we got a car flipping on the back straight. That's an Excite car. That is Jack Ashton. Jack Ashton was flipping, coming out of the S-curves. Might need a replay of what happened to him.
Yeah. Try to find a test car. Hardy coming past.
Alright, this is what happened to Jack Ashton, as that's Joe McDonald going into the wall. I thought I saw an Excite car. It's just Joe McDonald. Also like that, but Jack Ashton was not involved in that flipping car. I got confused by car colors.
Well, that happens. I mean,
They're
we
very
have plenty
similar.
of cars from the same teams.
Same team, and Joe McDonald's car looks just very alike to Jack Ashton's and all the Excite cars. And they're in the same area. So, my bad on that. Race 1 winner, Jason Cooper, sitting in P7, moving up 13 spots. He's got the biggest mover right behind him. Dave Hampson tied, actually, for the biggest mover, moving up 22 spots. The other driver moving up 22 spots is Tyler Maxson.
Make it 23 for Maxon.
We've seen Tyler have a lot of great moves throughout the series. And here comes Cooper. Cooper getting into free air. Oh, no, that's...
Oh, that's a big incident on the main straight.
Oh. Over the tire wall. Ben Sharp goes into the wall. As this is one tight pack. 2 year one cars with each other. I think... Well, they all fan out, then they all come across each other. That's a big hit.
That's also a Simlab car. Not sure who that was.
Nick
Was it Nick
McCarron.
McCarron? Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Well, 28 cars remain up on track out of the 39 that started. There are some lap cars out there on track. I know David Ayers is one of those cars, as well as Steve Cooley and Liam Silkstone. And Peter Van Gool is also one of those cars, which I believe was who we just saw being passed.
Yeah, there are a few of them, but so far we've not seen any major incidents with them. They've been able to just stay out of the way, really, and not get involved with the other people's races. As we have again, battle for the lead.
Battle for the lead is two Excite cars. First it was two Swift Scoopers, but now Excite Racing takes 1 and 2. Adam McNally takes the lead ahead of Adam Delmont. Very familiar positions we see these two guys in.
That's right, and behind them on the third place is Benjamin Muse for Team Knockhill. But I think he might soon come under attack from Ashley Beard, who is really hoping to join that Excite terrain.
Yeah, we see them have this train in qualifying, and it's just a deadly train to be watching, as they're just always on point. When they just get nose to bumper with each other, it just becomes a speed train. So Ashley Beard definitely wanting to get past Mies and join their teammates.
Yeah, behind them the next Excite car is Brian Holmes in this fairly big battle back here. And I think he's actually holding them up. And that's Kip Stevens right behind him.
Some damage on all these cars. That's Tyler Maxson going way wide into the gravel, kicking up a bit of dust, but he's going to have some speed on this front straight. On the back, Kip Stevens. We might see Tyler Maxson try to send it into the hairpin. He gets the speed. He's going into the clean air. Side by side with Kip Stevens. Can Maxson go for his 25th overtake into the braking zone? Tyler Maxson up the inside for P number 9.
Also, with to mention that off camera we had the Excite cars swapping position on the main straight, so I think what they are doing right now is just using the draft and trying to get away from Benjamin Muse rather than really competing with each other until maybe the last lap.
They're working together. They're IndyCar swapping on the straight. You see this a lot in the Indy 500s. They swap on the straight, maximize the draft, and don't fight each other. Just let each other have the position easily on the straight. And you can see they are pulling away from Benjamin Mears, as Ashley Beard is all over the back of Benjamin, trying to get ahead as best as they can, as that draft is being broken to McNally.
Yeah, right now the gap is just about a second to McNally, so it's really Benjamin Muse starts to have to really watch more of the mirrors rather than ahead at this point.
Yeah, Mira's definitely going to be under pressure as here comes Ashley Beer for Excite Racing. Are we going to see us send up the inside? No, we don't.
But behind there, there's plenty of action.
Oh, Tyler in the middle of all the thick of it. Moving up to 8th place. He's got a car on his left. That's Ralph Collingham on behind his back quarter panel. But actually, Tyler's cleared him for 8th spot. And that's 26 positions gained by Tyler Maxson. And that's a wide exit. That's Holmes going wide and crazy. Tyler's going to have a freebie right here. He's going to hold it around the outside. Tyler Maxson up 27 spots from where he started as he takes a little bit of a wide exit. Holmes pressuring him around the outside, but Tyler Maxson holding that inside line and keeping that spot.
I have no idea how Holmes was able to get it back under control because he was completely out of it.
That was a save. I thought we were going to see a massive incident right there, but Holmes kept it out of the line. Everyone else kept their cars out of the line of Holmes, and Holmes just saved it and didn't do anything drastic. Just kept it calm, kept it nice and neat as we're going racing for the final lap here at Summit Point for the BSR MX5 Pro Series here at Summit Point.
Yeah, this time around, the exact guys at the front did not swap places, so I think the last lap will be interesting between them. Let's just look at what's happening here and then move back to the front.
Oh, that was a big bump from Kip Stevens into the back of Collingham. Now, up front, it's Delmont and McNally. Beard has not gone past Mears, but these two Excite cars, I believe they let them have a little bit of a battle on the final lap. Like, they lead all the laps, and then on the final lap, it's whoever gets it, which is the way that should be, honestly.
Yeah,
but
I certainly hope so.
Two teammates, who's going to have the jump into the end? Is it going to be McNally into that drive to the final quarter, or is it going to be Delmont holding him off? Delmont's got a half-second lead going to the final corner. Anything can happen here. We're going to see McNally make a giant move. No, he's not. So it's going to be a comfortable. It was a 1-2 for Switch Cooper in race number 1. And now it's a 1-2 for Excite, iRacing, and redemption time for Adam Delmont after a disastrous race 1 on the final lap. He gets his victory in race number 2. You see these groups of cars finishing up right now. I think it's the perfect time for Sammy to bring up the wheel and spin it up so we see what grid results we get for race number 3.
Yeah, just change the order this time around to get the reverse results quickly, so then we can get the next race going as fast as possible. The wheel is spinning and it will land. Oh, this is gonna be a good one. Please don't. Oh, I got so hopeful. It is 35. It's almost
never have hope with the wheel, man. Never have full hope with the wheel. It's the house always wins. Little betting tip for you, but that will be 25, right?
Yeah, 35.
So that will be Scott Malcolm starting on pole.
Yeah, let's just wait for the official results, which should be coming in right about now.
As here are your results for race number 2. Adam Delmont takes the win, followed by Adam McNally, Benjamin Mias, Ashley Beer, Jason Cooper, Dave Hansen, Tyler Maxson, Brian J. Holmes, Ralph Collingham, Kip Stevens, Carl Hardy, Jack Ashton, James McRitchie. I've lost myself. Carl Jacqueline, Charles Kellevin, Craig Jones, Laura Murray, Niels Carlson, Luke Cooper, Matthew Emery, Max Wright, Jamie Ayers, Andy Maxwell, Martin Sampson, Scott Malcolm, Rob Graham, Ador L. Emery, Peter Van Gool in P28. Following up behind in P29, it's Ben Sharp, Nick McCarron, Bill Regan, Joe McDonald, Steve Hefford, Stephen Cooley, Liam Silkstone, Steve Hansford, Jerome Ursa, David Ayers, and Michael Berry finishing up the grid. And as we bring race number 2 a close, we're getting ready for race number 3. I do believe we have the wheel already done, and I don't think you flashed it up on stream, so people are calling us out. Oh, you did?
Yep.
Nice.
But let's just
Well,
zoom
after
again. There we go, 35.
Oh, 35. I thought you said 25. Well, it's not a full reverse for race number 3, but it's going to be a big reverse, and it's going to put smiles on our faces. So stay right here, in just a few moments. Liam Soakzone is going to lead everybody out for race number 3 here at 7 Point for the BSR MX5 Pro Series.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
We're almost out of fuel. You'll have to come in for a splash. Three, two, one, now. All clear. Punch it. Great job. You did really well.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes.
And we are back for race number 3 for the BSR MX5 Pro Series here at Summit Point Raceway. Peter Van Gool starts out on pole, followed by Adore Al Amory, Rob Graham, Scott Malcolm, Andy Max, Martin Sampson, Andy Maxwell, Jamie Ayers, Max Wright, Matthew Emery, Luke Cooper, Niels Carlson, and Lauren Murray. Right behind, followed up by Craig Jones, Charles Kelman, Carl Jacqueline, James McRitchie, Jack Ashton, Carl Hardy, Skip Stevens, Ralph Cullingham, Brian J. Holmes, Tyler Maxson, Dave Hampson, and Jason Cooper, your top 24 drivers. After a kind of calm, would you say that first race is that second race is kind of calmer than the first one?
It was maybe calmer than we used to seeing. Of course, we had plenty of battles, but again, we have nice representation of AM drivers here on the top as the lights come up.
Lights are coming on. The tensions are getting high. We're getting ready for race number 3 here at Summit Point as we're going racing one more time here at Summit Point Raceway. Good start by Peter Van Gool for SimLab. He's going to be primed position because only pro up at the top. He could start to just pull away from that draft and be an easy ride. But don't count that out because he's got Abdur Al Emery. We've seen how fast he was at Suzuka. And he held his own with the pros. And it was challenging for a win. As we're looking down the field, everyone getting out of the hairpin and a little bit off track. But Jamie Ayers moving up the field already up 2 spots.
Also, we have Luke Cooper there, moving up. Going past Martin Sampson.
That's a nice spot to do it. Great overtake by Luke Cooper on Martin Sampson as he's chasing down Jamie Ayers as well. Opening lap, you just see some dramas forming, but I don't see anything happening down the field yet.
I mean, there's plenty of happening, but it's all good racing.
Well, I spoke too soon. That's Ralph Cullingham off the track for Result Clothing. The field buzzes past him like a bunch of angry bees.
Also might be slow down for Scott Malcolm here on the main straight. Oh, that is 3 wide.
Yes, he does have a slowdown. I believe he was letting people know in the radio chat. So he did get out of the way. And that is very tricky. Gets onto the curb, and Liam Silkstone going around the outside. Almost got contact with Scott Malcolm.
Also at the front, Al Emery has taken the lead. I believe this happened on the first hairpin.
Yeah, Al Emery got the position on the straight heading into the hairpin now. Can Peter Van Gool fight it back? Also, good shout out to Rob Graham. Come on, this guy's holding it up there in the top 3 as Jamie Ayers, Cooper, and Carlson are chasing down the leaders as the battle for first is back into a 6-car pack.
Peter Van Gool might much tighter line through there, gave him a much better run. But now he's under attack from Rob Graham, who's really looking for that 2nd place.
Team Automatic Knock Hill car up onto the inside, pressuring Peter Van Gool, who's going to be the last of the late breakers going into the final corner. This is definitely going to hurt both their speed and help Ador Al Amri as he's running away from this, as they're going 1, 2, 3 wide here at Summit Point Raceway down the front straight.
And that is Jamie Ayers on the inside line. I think he might be in the best position here.
I don't know. It's going to be a very tricky break. He's got a little bit of contact for Graham, and he turns Cooper around. That was Luke Cooper getting turned around in that braking zone. They kept it 3 wide. That's Carl Jacqueline going off track, trying to avoid the slow switch Cooper car. But everyone else avoided that, but that was not going to end nicely in any way.
No, except for Jamie Ayers, who is now up to 3rd.
It did help one person in the best way. Abdur Al Amri.
That's true as well.
Yeah, he benefited a lot from that. As we're looking at the battle for 7th right now, this massive pack, 2 by 2 they go. Jack Ashton and Scott Malcolm having a good battle up out front, but look at this great pack racing on a road course in MX5s. This is what the BSR MX5 Pro Series is all about. Close, tight racing in very fun to drive cars.
Yeah, they are using all of the tracks even more, as we can tell by the puffs of gravel that we see here, especially on this corner exit. Basically, let's say 1/3 of them running a bit wide. As Eddie Maxwell makes it past Martin Sampson here on the main straight.
They're coming into the hairpin. No absolute dive bombs by anyone. James McRitchie trying a little bit of move up the inside, and yes, he does get it.
Yeah, we also have Craig Jones, bit of a poor exit on the third one, running wide, too wide on the gravel.
Dakota to the right chicane. We got a slow obstacle car up onto the right. Craig Jones trying to move around the outside. Yes, he does. Can Cooper get around there? Yes, he does as well.
Now everyone is trying to slow down.
Oh no, that's out of that car going into the wall. Is that Graham?
Lauren Murray.
That's Lauren Murray. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's an unfortunate place to park. He might be beached.
Yeah, that is a really steep hill there, so...
Well, he's
no,
got the car free.
There's also one other car, I think it was one of the exit cars, who just missed the braking point and went straight on.
Yeah, he's gonna have a big slowdown penalty for that. Or maybe a stop-go for cutting the track. Look at that, Jason Cooper behind Scott Malcolm as they're flying down that front straight. Leading this group. Oh no, in the back! Big crash on the straight! Cars going all over the place. You got a car up on the tire wall. And that was Kip Stevens. I believe a Luke Cooper?
Yeah, that's Luke Cooper who was on the tire wall, and Kip Stevens who... Oh, that is Luke Cooper who lost the control. Spun across. Sorry, that was Lauren Murray. No. Thompson?
Matthew Emery.
Ah, thank you.
Oh, what a massive incident.
Oh,
and
it continues.
Up ahead, it's continuing. Dave Hampson is spun around.
That's also Steve Cooley.
Yep,
Luke
Steve
Cooper.
Cooley. Luke Cooper joined them as well.
Oh.
That
well, was a very close join
off.
From Dave Hampson.
He almost got it. He almost got the
Stevens.
flick around, but unfortunately, he gets it to the wall.
Yeah, he almost collected Stevens there, but just collected himself, really.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's just insult to injury. The front big dive by Jason Cooper up on Scott Malcolm for P9, and Jason Cooper gets that spot as he's trying to chase out James McRitchie and Jack Ashton.
Yeah, I think that was just Jack Ashton making the move on McRitchie. Currently up to 7th place. Fairly decent moves with up 10 position from where he started. But we are already halfway through, and it is going to be a big ask to gain the front runner 0. Max Wright is 5 seconds up ahead.
Yeah, that front group, they're all running in with each other. They aren't really having any big fight up there. It's all one giant draft fest as Abdur El Amri leads out the field, which is very impressive from the amateur driver for Asymmetric Racing. He's got Jamie Ayers all over his backside. And it looks like they've been having a little bit of a bump and running, but Ayers around the outside. Amory on the inside. Who's going to be the last late breakers? Amory's been holding that inside line and the lead for the while. Who's going to have the best exit? I think Jamie Ayers might have this.
Ayers has the preferred line here, and I don't think Al Emery will be challenging here, no.
Oh, Ayers wide off track, getting into the gravel. Also, Niels Carlson up there as they have this fight for the top 3. Heading into the cloverleaf. Is there going to be a send by Amory? No, there isn't. Carlson trying to go for the outside line. Keep it safe. Keep his nose clean in case there was an incident between these two. So racing on. The front three is pulling away from the back three. Let's ride on board with Niels Carlson from Switz Cooper Esports as we're following this action up at the front.
Yeah, we can see some damage to Alamer's car, but I don't think it's going to be a major issue here. It's usually
it's
the
not really
tires
going
and suspension that you need to worry about.
Nah, it's not going to affect him that much. That back end is more of a crumple zone and not going to affect much. So they're all in one giant line. Is Al Amory going to defend onto the inside? Jamie Ayers going to the inside. Swings back to the left. Sitting into the middle of the track. Here comes Amory around the outside. Niels Carlson is going to sit and wait. And you hear him lift off the throttle as they're going to the braking zone. Al Amory was the last of the late breakers on there just by a split second. Jamie Ayers, a little bit of wide exit, forcing Amory off onto the track. And here comes Niels Carlson on his exit. They're all bumping and running. This is tight racing here at Summit Point Raceway as they're going side by side to that right chicane. Al Amory up onto the inside. Jamie Ayers around the outside. Jamie gets into the gravel as Niels Carlson just sits back once more as they head into the cloverleaf turn.
That was good positioning from Carson then. He forced Al Amory in an uncomfortable line, taking too tight a line into the corner, which cost him speed.
We go back to our TV cams to see what this looks like from out of the track. You can see on how close it is inside the car. Outside the car, they're pretty much all spread out, but when you get in there, they're nose to tail.
Yeah, it was just open up slightly. I think each of them had small mistakes there on the curbs, clipping too much curb and losing the speed. But
small mistake, breathe.
Yeah, that's maybe as well, but now we're back to the straight and it closes in again.
I don't expect any major dives for everyone in these closing few laps, but that was one heck of a battle. Speaking of battles, look at this for the battle for 12th. Andy Maxwell, Steve Hefford, Ashley Beard all together. Hefford up down the inside, swinging it up and getting the position.
Yeah, you were saying about not expecting major drive, but I think this group will prove you wrong. At least they will.
I was talking about the front. I was talking about the leading group. As
never
that was that was a bit of a weird exit. Back end swooped out for Hefford as Ashley Beard takes P13. Is it going to be a dive from anyone? No, there isn't.
Nick Peccaron is really close, but that's on the outside, which is not the ideal line through here.
Kira was giving the space to Maxwell. Let's see if he's going to try anything. Is Maxwell going to defend onto the inside? No, here comes Nick McKieran flying down that straight into the very final corner. They're side by side. Who's going to be the last of the late breakers right here? It's going to be Nick McKieran swinging up into the inside. Gets a little bit onto the gravel, but now he's
Oh, something happened at the front.
Oh, that's Niels Carlson going slow.
Yeah, all the way down now. Let's take a look at the replay because something happened here on the main street.
Oh, they went 3 wide of that corner. That's just an unfortunate spot to be. He got hit by the curb, and he got hit by Abdur Al Amory. That kicked him up on 2 wheels. That's definitely going to damage his suspension right there. I think we need a on-board shot to see if there's any damage to his car. This would help more in the straight.
Yeah, but at least judging by how close he's able to keep up, maybe he got away with it. Basically, this track, the curbs come in 2 varieties. Very high or very slippery. So,
yeah,
they are not your friends.
Yeah, I think there is some slight damage to his suspension, but not much. That'll be a game changer as he gets past Max Wright, who needs all these positions that he can get because he is still on the bubble for the playoffs in the amateur series.
Yeah, top 5 results from this race would really greatly help him as we see, I think, that is lapped cars going by. letting
Yes.
this leader by.
That's Brian J. Holmes.
Oh, and
As-
this is really
wow.
kicking up.
That was 3 wide, almost 4 wide. A little bit of contact in the braking zone by one of the Excite cars. That was Steve Hefford swinging around the outside of Ashley Beard.
And
Well, that
somehow
could
they
have
made
ended
it through.
very badly.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're closing in with 2 laps to go. Our biggest mover so far is Steve Hefford, the car leading this group at 21 positions gained from the start. As, oh no, that's the lap to go.
Yeah, let's see who that actually is. I think
I
it
think
might
that's
be
Brian
Brian
J.
Holmes.
Holmes.
No,
Yeah.
Yep.
We saw him going off track earlier. As let's return up to the battle for 6th place. Jason Cooper, Peter Van Gool, Jack Ashton, and James McRitchie all battling with each other as we enter the final lap here at 7 Point Raceway.
And that's actually very interesting battle for the championship because that's Jason Cooper and Jack Aston right next to each other, so they will definitely be fighting all the way to the flag.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be fighting all the way to the flag as this is the last race before the playoffs start next week at Barber Motorsports Park. And up at Rob Graham, Nils Carlson getting very unsettled on those curves, but he's regained control of that car, trying to hold it around the outside of Rob Graham for that final podium spot. He has the inside line, a little bit of dive. Can he get it? Yes, he can. What a move by Niels Carlston.
Very nice move, and right when it matters on the last lap. As I believe Jamie Ayres will be coming through the last corner very shortly. And here he is.
Al Emery trying anything that he can, but nothing that he can do as race 3 comes down to SimLabs taking the win with Jamie Ayres, when Abdur Al Amri getting P2 for asymmetric. But the real battle is for, well, this one's going crazy. 2 Excite cars just bump drafting, trying to get the jump on Hefford. Hefford cannot do it, as that's Ashley Beard winning. No. Yeah, Ashley Beard winning the battle for P12. So battles all over the track. This is the battle for 26th place. Even down here, we're going to have all the battles he needs. They go way off track. Hampson and Ursip side by side they go, but Hampson is going to get P26. And I think it's time for a breather, but first, I think it's time to spin that wheel.
Yeah, let's spin the wheel while we wait for the rest of the guys to finish. The wheel is on your screen right now. Let's bring in some music for it and spin it. So I don't think we even need a very high number to get the full reverse. And we get full -1.
All right. So full reverse grid, -1 driver, which I believe will be Joe McDonald.
Yep, let's just wait for the everyone to finish and the results are now final.
All right, Jamie Ayres takes the win here today from Abdur Al Amri, Niels Carlson, Rob Graham, Max Wright, Jason Cooper, Jack Ashton, James McRitchie, Peter Van Gool, Scott Malcolm, Craig Jones, Ashley Beard, Adam Delmont, Steve Hefford, Carl Jacqueline, Nick McKieran, Ben Sharp, Adam McNally in 18th. Followed up by Charles Kellerman, Carl Hardy, Andy Maxwell, Steve Hansford, Ralph Cunningham, Phil Regan, Matthew Emery, Dave Hampson, Jerome Ursa, Benjamin Mias, Kip Stevens, Luke Cooper, Brian J. Holmes, Joe McDonald, Lauren Murray, Tyre Maxson, David Ayres, Martin Sampson, Steve Cooley, and Liam Sosa with Michael Berry up at the end. And everyone up to 1 lap down is available, so I believe it is going to be Joe McDonald starting on pole with Brian J. Holmes in P2.
Yeah, I believe you are correct.
All right, we'll see if I am correct or not. Usually not, but hey, time for a change. But this has been race number 3. Stay with us for the final race of the day at 7 Point Raceway for the BSR MX5 Pro Series right after this.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
We're almost out of fuel. You'll have to come in for a splash. Three, two, one, now. All clear. Punch it. Great job. You did really well.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed.
And we are back here at Summit Point Raceway for the BSR MX5 Pro Series. It's underneath the lights. The sky is dark. Some might say it's nighttime. As Joe McDonald starts out on pole for the final race today. He's got Brian J. Holmes joining him on the front grid, followed up by Luke Cooper, Kip Stevens, Benjamin Mias, Jerome Ursa, Dave Hampson, Matthew Emery, Phil Regan, Ralph Cullingham, Steve Hansford, and Andy Maxwell in P12. Right behind is Carl Hardy, Charles Kelman, Adam McNally, Ben Sharp, Nick McKieran, Carl Chacolette, Steve Heffer, Adam Delmont, Ashley Beer, Craig Jones, Scott Malcolm, and Peter Van Gool in P24. P25 is Jason McCarthy, Jack Ashton, Jason Cooper, Max Wright, Rob Graham, Nils Carlson, Outdoor Al Emery, Jamie Ayers, Lauren Murphy, Tyler Maxson, David Ayers, and Martin Sampson, your top 36 with Steve Cooley, Liam Sixon, Michael Berry. Right behind, I'm going to need a big breath of air as we're getting ready for the final race of the night here at Summit Point Raceway. The lights are coming on. Let's go racing for the one last time for the BSR MX5 Pro Series here at Summit Point Raceway.
Very good start from Brian Holmes. He didn't have a great race previously on the race 3, but this looks much better so far.
Yeah, already taking the lead in a dominant faction. Joe McDonald going up on 2 wheels as he's trying to hold off Luke Cooper in P2, but Cooper around the outside gets past him. And now Joe McDonald. Oh, big crash in the back. That's an obstacle car going into the wall. That's Andy Maxwell. Rob Graham also involved in there as well. We're looking up through the grid. It's not the most calm starts. It is the final race of the night. So it's go hard or you can go home time for a few of these drivers. As it's the last race before the playoffs here for the BSR MX5 Pro Series.
Yeah, very close racing here again. But once again, I think we've had relatively clean first lap. Oh, and there goes Max Wright.
You were saying?
Maybe I shouldn't say anything about that.
Little bit of loose for the Simlabs car up there. That's Nick McKieran making another mistake as everyone's finishing off the first lap here today.
So far at the front, not much movement since the first few corners. Brian Holmes still leading. Luke Cooper now second, and Joe McDonald down 2 positions from the start.
Yeah, Joe McDonald got swamped off that start. He just didn't have the best hairpin going in there as he really compromised his ace. And now Kip Stevens is all over his back end. Is Kip going to try to make a move right here, or is he just going to wait?
It looks like he is just looking where he's faster. I don't think this twisty section is the waters. Ideal. Yeah. And here you can really wind up and get the trap. But at the same time, he is also under attack from Benjamin Mias.
Yeah, Benjamin Mias is all over him. And I want to say something about Joe McDonald's car. That dual color roll bar is very, very hypnotic to look at.
Yeah, that's it's mostly blue, but then there's a little bit of other colors as well.
Well, if you look back for Kip Stevens' car, the entire left side is blue, the entire right side is red. Not sure how I got that. I thought it was just a graphical glitch on my end, then I looked at the stream. You're getting it as well. And that is an impressive paint scheme.
Yeah, I think he went to town with some spray can there. Also, why does his car say Seat rather than Mazda? I don't know.
No, I saw that. Inside joke. Some of these guys like to have a little bit of fun with these paint schemes as we got a big old battle for 8th place. Jerome Urson and Cullingham rubbing doors as Urson gets the inside line and gets the Argy Bargy out with the elbows to get ahead of Cullingham.
Yeah, but I don't think that's gonna be the end of it. Cullingham is still very close. And there is a whole bunch of other hungry matches right behind
So the entire track is lit up by all these lights. Like, as we go into the final corner, going a little bit wide. And now it's 1, 2, I would say almost 3 wide. If Ben Sharp's going to try to make it 3 wide, I think he is. There's room to go in there, but we saw on how bad of an idea that was, so he's not going to try it. But look around the outside. Ursa going to try to hold off that speed on Coliam. He didn't commit to that corner as much as he could. He goes fall down to 3 spots and into 11th place behind his teammate of Adam Delmont.
The first corner is really long, but surprisingly, we have seen the outside line. Oh, work there.
Oh,
And
that's
I think-
Hefford. That's a big collision. That's a year 1 car upside down. And that's Carl Jacqueline into the forest.
That was also... Yeah, that's Hefford. So where did it actually start?
I believe Hefford just gave space and just took that corner just a little bit too wide, giving space up onto the inside and losing the back end. I'm not sure if that was a netcode turn, but it was just absolute chaos right there. And nothing that Carlos Jacqueline could do to avoid that.
No, I think that's something that really happens in that corner because it is blind. It's very hard to find the right line there, and so you kind of end up very often squeezing the guy on the inside. That's why I personally don't like to use it for the overtaking, because it's so easy to just ruin your race there.
It's a very risky corner and very crazy, but you can see the field is now spread out and sprinkled all over the place. It kind of looks like a mini Le Mans, but everyone's in the same car as they're heading down the straight. And it's just shots like these that make... Oh, we got an obstacle car spinning in the back. That is Steve Hansford.
Small spin there, but was able to recover. Does lose quite a few places, however.
He's lost 14 positions so far this race. It's not been the best race for him.
So who is actually our biggest mover so far? It's Nils Carstensen. Up 13 positions, currently running 17th, and at this rate I think he is going to move up a lot more.
Well, he's closing down to that group ahead of him. He's currently in no man's land, but he's closing down on Jason Cooper, Carl Harding, and Jack Ashton. And with Jason Cooper up ahead, he's probably just going to sit behind him and just pick off the places that he's also picking. But first, try to get up there and close that 1.3 second gap, which is pretty easier said than done. But with the draft that these cars get, it's also fairly easy to catch up to them.
Yeah, as long as you can get the draft.
Yeah, as long as you get the draft, you're good. Speaking of drafts, about for 8th place, the top 3, 8, 9, and 10, Delmont, Colian, and Sharp going into this hairpin side by side, and it's going to be Delmont down the inside and getting P8.
And it still isn't over between Colian and Sharp. Sharp is right there on the outside, which is not the ideal line, and I think he backs off. Lines up another run here, going to the really tight hairpin down this hill.
Tight hairpin, a few cars looking to that inside line. It's a very deadly line, I must say. Like, if you get that line, and speaking of that inside line, look, using the curve initial D style. What a overtake by Adam McNally. Hooked his wheel over the curve, made his car rotate some more, and it just gave him all the advantage that he needed to make that pass on Ben Sharp.
That completely surprised Sharp. I think he wasn't expecting that, and it was there, and McNally took it.
And if anyone got that initial D reference, you're awesome. Back up front, Holmes and Cooper racing it out for the lead. Also in that top 7 group, just like in race 1, they have flown away.
Oh, I believe we have trouble. See, Benjamin Muse has
Retired.
disappeared, yes.
That's not good. Let's take a replay of that. Here's Benjamin Mias. Is he in the back of this? Blew an engine.
Yeah.
That shift down to first. went down to first, and that is a engine smoking on fire, and he'll be serving up steaks from the smoke.
Yeah, that's unfortunate
Jack
end to the
Ashton around
evening.
Jack Ashton around the outside of Ben Sharp. Ben Sharp having a bit of a unstable car off that exit. Saw it wiggling around now. That's actually backed off McRitchie into the front of Cooper. And McRitchie might fall under to Cooper very soon, as Cooper's all over the back end of that asymmetric car.
Yeah, just doesn't get the great run through the last corner, and actually McRitchie has a really good run and is able to challenge Ben Sharp on the outside, but he really needs a good overlap here.
Yeah, they're going to go side by side at this hairpin, so I really don't want to be where McRitchie is right now. McRitchie brakes a lot. That was a very aggressive under brake, and here comes Cooper around the outside. He kept his line, didn't want to switch it like McRitchie, and now McRitchie is boxed in with Sharp and Cooper. Cooper sends it up almost onto the inside of Ben Sharp. That would have been an insane send if he tried to go for 2 for 1, but it gets the move on McRitchie.
That was a really brave move on the inside, even all the way starting from first corner.
As up ahead, the result car goes turn around, and that's Ben Sharp getting collected.
Goes from bad to worse. And now
Ben
that's a really bad
Sharp.
position.
Oh, he must just be kicking himself. It's not been his day.
Now, let's see, does he have any damage? I hope not.
Think he might.
Could be small damage, but so far it looks okay. Oh,
The car
and there
still
is something
thrives.
happening in front.
Oh, that's Abdur. Oh no, Al Emery's in an incident. Race number 3 was so good for him, and he gets involved in an incident, and as he sits in 28th spot. But hey, he's up 3 positions from where he started still, so still a win. In a
Any
way.
position counts.
Any position counts. But the position that counts the most is the positions up here. And the battle for first between Holmes, Cooper, McDonald, Stevenson, Hampson.
Yeah, just side by side between Stevens and Hampson. Stevens was able to just stay ahead there. But as we wind down this race, I think this top 5 really has kind of run away from the rest of the field. As we have some issue for Car Hardy.
Ooh.
Looks like that has gone a bit too wide on the entry. But let's go back to the lead because it's now really close.
With 3 laps to go as we enter lap 10. Luke Cooper and Brian J. Holmes might be pump tracked with each other. I wouldn't expect Luke Cooper to make a move right here. They're trying to break the draft to Stevens and McDonald as Stevens makes a move on McDonald. But McDonald's actually defending that pretty well as Stevens going to try to hold it around the inside. Can Kip hold this off? No, he doesn't. Lets Joe go around the outside. Also, look back. Here comes Steve Hampson. Dave Hampson. Don't know where I got Steve from, but Kip and Dave, side by side they go. They're banging wheels, and Dave hooks his wheels up onto the curve. Trying to get that inside line and inside speed on Kip Stevens, but now Kip Stevens has the inside line, and he's going to have the speed on Hampson, but Hampson now, he's going to have the inside line going in on Kip. And now once more for Kip. And Kip Stevens is going to have that position just barely ahead on Hampson.
But they are still side by side.
Which is great racing here. That summit point brings us, and there's a little bit of tap, and Hampson goes around. Don't go into the... Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, that would have ended very badly.
That was few terrifying moments there for Hampson.
Yeah, unfortunate for Hampson. He was looking very good in that battle with Kip Stevens. With 2 laps to go, our biggest mover is Niels Carlston moving up 21 places. And he's sitting in 9th place right now.
Also, pretty solid drive for Aston and Cooper as well. Both plus 20 positions.
And they're right next to each other. Cooper trying to get past Ashton for number 21. As these two are evenly matched in every way.
Also, where is Delmont? We just lost him. Oh, he might be having some connection issues.
Yeah.
And
we got correct. That's Jerome Ursum down into the berm as we enter last lap between Holmes and Cooper in the battle for the lead. We're not going to miss this battle now. Up the inside, Luke Cooper sends it, but Holmes gets him onto the exit. They bang wheels. It's the battle between the two teams once more. Excite and Switch Cooper Esports. Holmes sitting ahead of Cooper as they go into that rising chicane. Cooper's going to try to get as close as possible into that cloverleaf. Are we going to see a send up the inside? No, we are not. They're both going to take it relatively easy, but look at the gain that Cooper's got out of Holmes. Holmes went a little bit wide.
Meanwhile, this is happening. We also have a battle for the 5th place between Aston and Cooper. Aston just made the pass on Cooper, and that will be important for the championship.
Championship impending indeed. Oh no, Cooper's got an issue! Jason Cooper has an issue!
Also issue for Ashley Pierce. Oh, and it's all kicking off right now.
Oh no, it's all kicking off.
I think we need to come back to this after watch Brian Holmes going through the line.
At the line, it's Brian J. Holmes taking the win for Excite Racing with Luke Cooper in second. Joe McDonald, the amateur, getting 3rd place. What a drive by him.
And Jamie Ayers just gets Nick McCarron, his teammate, on the line. That is 3 Simlabs drivers coming through together.
All right, what has happened on this final lap as everyone's starting to finish off right now? Top 20 across the line. So this is Jason Cooper. He gets turned. Oh, that's unfortunate.
So that was an Excite car, I believe.
Was that was that Ashton ahead of him or behind him?
I think we can find out. Let's go. Oh,
that was Ashton ahead. Yeah, that was Ashton ahead of him. So that might have been Beard, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Well, that was a calm finish for Ashton after that chaotic finish to end out the regular season for the BSR Pro Series as the playoffs start next week at Barber Motorsports Park in the great state of Alabama. But taking the win here at Summit Point for the final race of today, Brian J. Holmes, Luke Cooper, Joe McDonald, Kip Stevens, Jack Ashton, Adam McNally, Niels Carlson, Jamie Ayers, Nick McKiernan, Dave Hampson, your top 10. They're followed up by Craig Jones, David Ayers, Ben Sharp, Carl Hardy, Rob Graham, Aldor Al Amory, Jerome Ursum, Steve Hansford in 18th spot. In 19th, it's Andy Maxwell, Lauren Murray, Ashley Beard, Liam Silkstone, Ralph Collingham, Jason Cooper, Martin Sampson, Adam Delmont, James McRitchie, Steve Hefford, and P28. Followed up by Scott Malcolm, Matthew Emery, Benjamin Mias, Charles Kelman, Phil Regan, Carl Jacquelette, Peter Van Gool, Tyler Maxson, Max Wright, Steve Cooley, and Michael Berry. at the very end, and we are rounded out for race number 4. What fun races we just had.
Yeah, I think every one of them was suitably different, I think. The first one was really calm. Second one, great battle for the lead. And I think what I personally enjoyed a lot was seeing how far the amateur drivers were actually able to stay up and keep up with the pace. I think the draft and the drafty nature of this track really helped them and gave us that kind of close back racing.
Yeah, the races here today really allow the amateur drivers to get out their elbows, defend well, actually make a few great overtakes and challenge up there. Joe McDonald and Adoral Amory having great finishes in the closing laps. We saw the reverse grid. Actually, the first race was full on pro starting field. Second race and third race was mostly amateur dominated at the front, and then the fourth race back to pros once more. And that was just very fun to watch.
Yeah,
and
it would be interesting to see how actually the showdown lineup will end up. I'm not sure about the point right now, but I think we will see that next week.
Yeah, we'll definitely be seeing that next week, and we'll let you guys know at the very start of the broadcast. And I believe might be some little indicators on who is in the playoffs or not, but we'll see on how that's all going out. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the BSR MX5 Pro Series here at Summit Point Raceway. Sammy's been the one controlling all the cameras and graphics. Thank you, as always, for your wonderful job. I'm Austin Knight, and I hope y'all have a great night.